Hey guys, want to give you like 5 minutes for a quick interview? I'll time it. 5? I'm interviewing.
We're trying to cut time really close.
Oh, I'm sorry. I won't hold you then. Maybe the next time. Thanks. Hey gentlemen, one of y'all had like 5 minutes for a quick interview? No? All right. If you change your mind, let me know. Hey ladies, do one of you have like 5 minutes for a quick interview? I'm timing it. I'm interviewing random people about how they got to their God belief. Would you like to do an interview? I'd love to interview you.
Sure.
Cool.
Is that okay? Okay.
My name's Anthony. What's your name?
Hi, Nadia.
Nadia?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. How do you spell it?
Nadia.
Nadia. Okay, thank you. Are you a student here?
No.
Oh, okay. Faculty?
No, my mother-in-law is looking to be a student, so we're taking
It's a good, I like the campus actually. I'm not a student here, but I've been like coming here and interviewing people, and the students seem like they like it, and I've interviewed a few faculty.
Cool.
What do you think about studying?
I don't start. I don't speak good English.
You're learning English?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Good.
I think you've come to the right school. So Nadia, huh? Do you believe in any gods?
Yes.
Okay, and which God have you chosen to worship?
I believe it's God, just God, and in Arabic his name is Allah.
Allah? And if we were to kind of get an idea of how sure you are that the belief in Allah is accurate, that it's real, that it's true, where 0 was, I don't believe it's true, and 100% is, I'm 100% confident that my belief in Allah is true and accurate. And you can fall on the scale, or you can even ditch the scale if you don't like the scale. But where do you think you would put yourself on the scale?
Probably 9.5.
It's pretty high. 9.5.
Are you filming me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that a GoPro?
It is.
Cool.
Yeah, I like it too, actually.
My husband really wants to get one.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, off topic.
No, that's okay. I would actually recommend it. It's the quality is good, the sound is okay, but yeah. What is he going to use it for?
He does scuba diving, so he wants to do it for like
we do it with the kids in the
stuff.
pool.
Oh, really?
So yeah,
cool.
there's like a waterproof backing you can put on it.
Cool.
So yeah, I just record people and I like to show others the conversations that I've had. And it's not often that I get a chance to speak with a Muslim. So I'm excited to talk to you.
Okay, cool.
And if at any point after the interview, if you feel like you want me to blur your face, I can do a blur.
No, it's okay.
Okay. You believe it pretty strongly. Why? Why do you believe in Allah? Why do you think that he's real?
I think because like I don't think that things just like that we're here just by chance. Like I feel that there's something that sort of caused everything to be the way it is, and like I feel like God's presence in my life in the way like things happen all the time. You know, like bad things will happen, but then you realize later, oh, it was part of God's plan, and because of that bad thing, because of that bad thing, like that, this other great thing has happened that wouldn't have happened if this bad thing hadn't happened.
When you see things, you see people, trees, things around you, things happening in your life, you point to this God. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
It makes you think that this God's real?
Yeah.
How would that be any different than what a Christian might tell me? I've talked to a lot of Christians here. They tell me the very same thing. I see the trees, I see people, I see people smiling at me. I know that Jesus is the one true God. I know that Jesus is real. I know that Vishnu is the one true God. I know that Krishna is the right Hindu God. They're more confident. They're 100% that it's real. How? You seem very sincere, and I think that you believe it. But in what way is your story any different than the ones that I've heard before?
Well, I think, like, I mean, I believe that, I mean, and Islam believes that my God, or that God that I worship is the same God that Christians worship and is the same that Jews worship.
And what about Hindus? But like that Hindu woman's 100% convinced that Krishna is the one God, right? And all those other gods are lesser, including Allah and Jesus and all that stuff. Like, she's 100% convinced. She gets a good feeling. She looks around and she sees proof of it. She sees evidence that God is real.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like this isn't necessarily preached in Islam, but I feel like I feel like God has come, and this is kind of what my mom feels. My mom's not Muslim, but I think I agree that like God
Was that your mom there?
No, that's my mother-in-law.
Okay, mother-in-law.
So she's Muslim, but
Yeah.
So that like God comes in multiple ways to different groups of people, and even though like in Islam they preaches that people of the book, Christians, Jews, and Muslims are all following the same God, like I don't, and I mean I guess I feel that other people in other cultures are, everyone is I don't know that much about religions, but like I would feel that most religions are seeking to, like have some sort of construct that betters the conduct of people and teaches them good morals and stuff like that. So in that sense, I feel like all these other religions, if you're following one, you're going to the right sort of place, which is like, but
they're sort of all heading in the right direction, but maybe taking different paths or something like that. Okay.
Yeah. And maybe they're all from God. Maybe the other religions also got prophets or messengers or different things from God. And,
I'm just wondering, if somebody was just guessing, like if I just made up a God and really thought that it exists and just lived my life according to this made up God that Anthony made up, would I find myself to this same God eventually, or would I deviate off of some uncharted path? How would my situation be any different than these established paths?
Yeah, I guess I think okay. Oh, yeah.
No, but thanks.
Sorry. Okay, sorry.
Do you have to go? I don't want to hold you up from your mom.
Maybe
your
in a few minutes. Yeah, she just gets dizzy, so I'll go in a minute.
Okay. I don't want to have an incident.
I thought you were from the blood. That's why I kind of like lingered. I'll talk to you anyway, but I was like going to ask you like.
Are you heading over there? Or
I don't know, because I just had a baby like 3 weeks ago, so I don't know if I'm allowed to.
Yeah, you might not
that was going to be my question for you, if you were.
I'm not the blood guy. Yeah, there's the blood. I didn't even think that people might associate with me with that. Oops. I didn't mean to trick you into that or anything.
No, it's okay. So your question. So I mean, I guess I feel like those are different because, like, God has actually, I believe, like, different messengers and prophets that He's sent. He's actually, like, kind of guided them or spoken to them or whatever. And if it was just like a made-up thing, then you wouldn't go to the same, because like what I said, where things might be counterintuitive, but oh wait, this came from God, okay, I must do it, and then you realize later, or maybe you never realize, but there's a reason for it. But if you're just kind of coming up with it on your own, you're not going to go on that same path, because your human mind is going to tell you, I'm making these decisions.
Are you saying that if a religious belief in a God has structure and history and holy books, that they've got a better shot of getting to the end goal than I might if I just wrote my own book and believed in it?
Yeah.
And called it a God, and people started following it.
Not just because but the fact that those scriptures and holy books came from God, or they came from...
Yeah, I might really think that my book came from God. Would there be any difference?
Yeah, because I mean, like, for example, for me, I had this conversation like 2 days ago where this woman who didn't know very much about Islam was asking me why I wear a headscarf, and then we got in this conversation. This other woman was there, and she was like, oh yeah, in the Catholic Church, when I was growing up, I used to have to cover my hair when I was going in.
I remember
now
that,
they've gone
yeah.
away with that, and like, so a lot of people, you know, like for women, for example, like I haven't done research on other religions and confirmed, like, but for example, let's say other religions had this belief that women should cover their hair before, and it hasn't stuck.
Okay.
But in Islam it has. And like, if someone kind of wrote, you believed you had your, you know, this other book that you believed it was from God, but it didn't have that stuff about women covering their hair, even because most people don't cover their hair outside the Muslim world, then it wouldn't necessarily point you in the same path as like the other religions that do say you should cover your hair. I don't know if that makes sense.
I think so. If you're, I'll ask you one more question, and I'll let you go because I'm burning up.
Yeah,
I wish I was covered more, actually. If your belief was not true and you were mistaken on it, and I'm not saying that you are, but if you were, if it was just as made up as the one that I proposed in my example, how might you go about figuring it out?
So I did have like some doubts in college about whether I was on the right path, and I did go to, like, I felt like I wasn't really like talking to God. Like, I didn't really feel like this personal connection. You know, some people say like, oh, I feel God, and I'd be like, I don't really get what you mean. And so I didn't really explore it that much, unfortunately, but like I went to this Sufism. I don't know if you're familiar with that. It's like a mystical branch of Islam. Okay. And I mean, but you don't have to be exclusively Sufi. Like, I could still be who I am, which is a Sunni Muslim, and I could be a Sufi, but anyway, so I went to this like Sufi chant circle thing, and to try to get closer to God, and I didn't really like it that much. It just wasn't really my thing. So I think I went to one other Sufi thing as well, but I guess like trying to, like, I would try to explore other
when you
things.
When you went to the Sufi, did it make the belief more real to you? Is that
not
what you,
really.
Oh.
It was not.
It didn't work.
It didn't work. I didn't like it because it just kind of felt, I just didn't really.
So in order for you to know that this belief isn't real, you would have to have a feeling. You would have to encounter some sort of feeling to tell you that it's not real?
I thought the question was, if I felt it wasn't real, how would I go out finding what I feel is real? Is that the question?
No, no ma'am.
Sorry, okay.
The question was, how would you discover that you were mistaken on it? How would you discover that the belief didn't work in the way that you thought it was, and that you were actually mistaken on the belief?
Oh.
How could you figure it out so that you can revise all the decisions that you make in life that I think are largely based on the religion that you're ascribing to now? If this belief in Allah wasn't real, it wasn't justified in some way, how could you ever discover it? Do you have a method for figuring it out?
I guess just, I think it is about, like, I don't know, this is really an answer, but really just like about my personal conviction about, like, do I feel that I believe it? I don't know, because
it sounds like you believe if you feel that it's right, you believe in it. It sounds, correct me if I'm wrong.
Kind of, maybe that's a good.
Yeah, if I don't want to put words in your mouth. So it sounds like, Nadia, you believe, if you feel that it's right, you believe it. And that kind of makes sense, right? Because what other choice do you have, I think? Unless there was some evidence, maybe. But if you feel it, strongly enough, it makes you think that it's right. Does the opposite hold true? If you feel that it's not right, would you discard your belief? Let's start with that. And then I have a follow-up to that.
Okay.
If the answer is yes, I have a follow-up.
It's not right.
Yeah.
I would say probably no. I would say that I need to be working more. Like, there's like I don't remember exactly, but there's like, I've learned once about like 3 different like levels of faith that in Islam kind of are good to get towards. And one is just like sort of, you believe but you don't really practice that much about what the preaching and stuff like that. The second one, you like practice a lot and you do a lot, but you're not really like one with God kind of. And then there's like this like sort of top tier where it's like you just have this like really great connection with God and you have this really great level of faith, and that's like what I aspired to, but I'm definitely not there. I'd say I'm like somewhere in the second tier, maybe on the bottom.
Can I summarize what I think you just said?
Yeah.
That you use your personal experience and your feelings that you get that the belief is true to hold the belief and be at the 9.5% confident that the belief is true. You use feelings to get there. If you found yourself using your feelings and your observations and your personal experience, and you found yourself moving down the scale, let's say to a 5, you wouldn't rely on your personal experience. You would ignore it and use faith to get you back up to that high level of confidence. Is that
kind of? Yeah, like yeah, I would say like not necessarily just faith, but like working toward like studying. Like I don't speak, my Arabic is like mediocre. Like
mine's worse.
So like study Arabic and study the scriptures in Arabic and work, like do things that would like make me closer to God, as opposed to like, so that like, so going to one of those Sufi things was an effort to make me closer to God, because it was, you know, sort of this meditative thing. It just wasn't my thing.
But so. Why, Nadia, why would you trust your judgment to bring you higher up on the confidence of your belief and use your personal experience? Yet if you use that exact same personal experience and you found yourself moving down, you would ignore it and substitute faith to get you back up to that point. What is so unique about faith that you might need it to circumvent the personal experience that you used to get to the belief in the first place?
Yeah, I guess, I don't know that it's personal it's not personal experience that got me up there, it's personal belief. And if I had experiences that brought me back down, I would say I need to work more to get me back to that belief that I believe is true.
I find that fascinating, really, that, and I know your mother-in-law is waiting. I really do find it fascinating that your personal belief you use to move you up to this belief. But when personal belief you might find yourself moving down. Nope, I can't go off my personal belief. I use it to go up, but it doesn't work in reverse. Why? Why would you discount the personal belief that you rely on to bring you up, but you would ignore it if you felt that it was moving you down?
I mean, I don't know that I would necessarily ignore it. Like, I think if I was really
maybe ignore was the worst. It was not a good word. I'm sorry.
But like, for example, like there's this one moment I remember in college that I was like, actually, that was probably like the closest I've been to doubting my religion. And I was like, I think I'm not, because in Islam we pray 5 times a day, and I was like, I think I'm gonna skip, purposefully not pray, which is like, I haven't not prayed, like maybe I've had to pray later or whatever, but like since 6th grade, I've never like purposefully not prayed. And I was like, I think I'm gonna purposely not pray. And then I was like, got scared, and I was like, no, I think I'll just do it anyway, because I was nervous that like, you know, God was still there, and he was like, no, you should be doing this, even though I was having these doubts. So I don't know if that makes sense. Like,
no,
so I have doubts. Maybe I'll have doubts, but it's like at the back of my mind, I think, well, someone's watching me. I don't want to screw up the afterlife. So.
And I really appreciate you sharing something so personal. How much of a factor is fear in preventing you from examining if the belief is really true?
I would say it's a pretty big factor. I got it. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. I
Okay.
really should go.
I really
Sorry.
appreciate. Can I
Yeah.
give you a card?
Sure.
Okay. I would love it if you would email me. And you're not a student here?
No, no.
Okay. I would love to meet with you again.
Okay. Thanks. What do you do?
I have a hobby where I talk to believers about why they believe in their God.
Okay.
And it's always a treat if I can talk to somebody a little bit different than the norm. So
Cool.
it was really a pleasure.
Okay,
Did you enjoy the
nice
talk?
to meet you. Yeah, yeah.
Wonderful.
I did.
Thank you so
Okay,
much.
Take care. Bye.
Goodbye.